Hi Virgo, it's Amber here. Hope that you're well. This is your how does he or she feel about me spread for the period of July 15th to August 15th. Sorry that I hadn't been able to give you these videos earlier, but I'm sure there was many more tarot readers on YouTube that would hopefully have provided you with some valuable insight already anyway. But again, I do apologise, and thank you so much for stopping by. So, okay, so essentially in the reading, we've got how does the person feel, their intentions, what they're thinking, how they're likely to feel in the future, and where it's all kind of started in the first place. It talks about the past. So, essentially, we have the Temperance and the Sun card. Wow, Virgo. So, whenever I see a lot, and there's more Major Arcana here, all through. Major Arcana here. And a Major Arcana here. So, I wonder what's underneath. Okay, and another Major Arcana, Emperor. So, wow, okay. So, big month, or big next few weeks. And when I say big, I mean lots of lessons to be learned. It may be some major shifts that happen in your relationship, kind of like lessons are learned, new leaves are turned, you know, this kind of whenever there's lots of Major Arcana, it means a major shift is happening. And yeah, so, you know, come the end of August, your relationship will look a lot different than possibly how it did in the past. And we do have here in the future having to be resilient, standing your ground, new love, or opening up. Your partner will open up their heart a bit more. And you're here again asking to stand your ground. So, yeah, it looks like maybe, you know, it will look very different, but there's going to be certain lessons that you guys are going to have to go through that, which is going to require you to be quite resilient. Okay, so with the Temperance and the Sun card at the center, this is how your partner actually feels about you. So they feel like you are very balanced, you bring in a certain amount of healing, and that you're quite fun to be around. With the Sun card here, they may very well feel like you're their soulmate. They just feel like you possibly even complete them in some way. I mean, with the Temperance card here, it's like the Temperance card covers all bases. It's that kind of energy where it doesn't leave anything unturned. It touches everything. It's careful, it's particular, it pays attention to the details, and that's definitely true of a Virgo anyway. We tend to pay attention to the details more than even the bigger picture. So that person can see you as being very patient, you know, paying attention to details, very healing, very calming, and just an all-round very kind of, yeah, I guess a very all-round, a well-rounded person. And with the Sun card is here, it's like you do maybe possibly light up their life, like you do bring a lot of happiness into their life. You know, you make them feel maybe excited about life. You just make them feel really good, really balanced, really healing. So it's interesting that the Devil card is here as the overall energy for the reading, because here we have a lot of positive energy towards, in terms of how they feel about you. I mean, it looks really good, to be honest. It might just be a bit of a, I mean, sometimes with the Devil card, it's like you're bound to each other. And it could be in a very sexual way. You could be kind of addicted to each other. I mean, this is pretty good. I mean, who wouldn't be addicted to such positive energy? So it could be that your partner is really, really enamored by you. And there is maybe a little bit of an energy of control. Maybe some control issues might be here, or maybe just some bad habits. So, you know, sometimes the devil card shows up as a warning. It's not really like anything is wrong. It's like just warning you, like that maybe any bad habits that you have, or, um, you know, bad habits that you've inherited through past relationships or past experiences in your life. You know, it just reminds you not to repeat them and recognize them as habits and not the truth. Um, so it could be that that's being said here, you know, to take your time here with the Knight of Pentacles. Make sure you cover all bases and have a clear plan. And the Emperor again means, again, it's talking about control. The Emperor does talk about balanced control, though, kind of a steady control rather than a completely... I mean, the Emperor card can be overbearing, but he's still quite balanced and still has a great focus on the woman in his life. Maybe your partner just really feels quite strongly about you, you know, to the point where they feel addicted to you. And also maybe there's a really strong sexual attraction as well between you guys, to the point where it is a bit obsessional, where maybe sex is, there is a possibility that sex could become such a huge focus in your relationship that it causes an imbalance. So, but your partner sees you as very balanced and just very happy and very much a blessing in their life. They just feel really good to have you in their life. You just bring a lot of healing to them. You light up their life. I don't know how else to put this. It's just a very positive energy. With the Ace of Swords, this is advice to the querent. So the advice to you, Virgo, is to, you know, keep a clear mind, be decisive, be clear in your communication. Understand that you are protected. So it's taking care of your thoughts. And that might be why the devil card is here, because sometimes the devil can represent negative thoughts. So I guess the challenge here is for you, or it's not a challenge, but the advice is to try to keep a very clear, clutter-free kind of mind. You know, no nonsense needs to be interfering here into this lovely little bubble that you guys seem to be in. Okay, so this is just about clarity, clear communication, doing everything above board, doing the right thing, being fair, and being clear. So that's all you're being asked to do really here, is just to keep up the good work really, and just, you know, remain balanced, especially in your thinking. So it could also mean, you know, clearing any negative patterns that you do have, because the Ace of Swords does talk about a higher awareness, sometimes even a higher consciousness, you know, which is definitely, I think, where this relationship is going with all these major arcana. It's definitely like an evolution or a growing up or maturing or an initiation of some sort. You're really expanding in your spiritual kind of being. And I think the Ace of Swords is just saying you're going to have to be ready to cut things out that need to be cut out. Don't hang on to anything. Don't cling on to anything. Recognize that you will have to kind of really allow this new fresh start to come in, because sometimes when something is very good that comes in our life, we can talk ourselves out of it. Self-sabotage is also a card, an energy that's related to the Devil card. You know, so I think there is just a bit of a warning here to balance your emotions and thoughts and make sure that, you know, any outdated negative beliefs, you know, are cleared, and to just to cut out any bad habits and any negative thoughts that will cause you to self-sabotage this situation. But, you know, with the Sun card here, I don't think you're going to find it that difficult. Okay, in terms of how your partner's thinking, your partner is wanting to possibly put an end to a relationship, or to the way things are in terms of reciprocity. So maybe they want to bring more fairness, maybe they want to be more generous, maybe they want to give more, because we do see here in the past, you know, a kind of holding back, not giving, not accepting, and then not giving. Like there's seems to be some sort of stall here, and retraction, and closing off, and, you know, not opening up. So maybe your partner is now thinking, you know, what they want to do going forward is kind of put an end to this and actually allow more reciprocity in the relationship, a more fair give and take. They may want to give more to you now, especially as they seem to be so positive and feeling so good about the situation now. I feel that's what's happening here. A more balance of power, I think, is wanted by your partner, especially with the Devil card and the Emperor card showing up. They both talk about power and control. So I think that's what's happening here. There's like a death maybe to the way that power and control were handled previously in the relationship. Maybe this person held all the cards before. Maybe they were, their way of controlling the situation was by not saying too much, not wearing their heart on their sleeve, not really accepting maybe an offer that you made to them, and kind of keeping you in like a waiting or holding pattern. And now it's like there's more of movement here. There's still slow movement though with the Knight of Pentacles, but movement nonetheless, a more give and take. So your partner seems to be opening up, and it's a big transformation for them mentally. So for them it was very much more of a mental complex that maybe they had, especially with the Two of Swords, in terms of opening up. They may have had old hang-ups, and again this keep coming up, old hang-ups. So I think that possibly your partner has some old hang-ups from previous relationships, and possibly you too, as you're being advised here with the Ace of Swords. And there seems to be a death to that, I think. And then there's more balance brought in here, a true transformation. So hopefully you guys will never have to even revisit these kind of energies again, with the Death card being here. Death card kind of closes one door completely and opens up a whole new door. And you know, your advice here is to count your blessings and to you know, focus on the positive. You're being asked here to focus on the positive, to keep a positive frame of mind. Again, not succumbing to any negative thought patterns that maybe you've carried from past relationships. This is in the mind sector, so it's about being positive, focusing on the future even, and just being grateful. You know, this is a card about being grateful for everything that you have, all the little things that make your heart sing, you know, all the little graces that you've been granted, and not taking anything for granted. So really appreciating, you know, even if it is a small change, do recognize it's a small change possibly in your partner, and count your blessings kind of thing, rather than being like, oh well, this is not good enough, you know, because there is still an element of them still trying to maintain a little bit of control here with the Six of Cups, that they are opening up, but it's steady, especially with the Knight of Pentacles. It's a steady opening up. It's not a full force, like, you know, Ace of Cups, like, here I am, you know, fully fledged opening up. It's more, okay, I'll give you a bit, and then I'll see what you do, and then I'll give you a bit more and see what you do. So there still is an issue of control for your partner, definitely, but they are trying to change that, I think. They are trying to kind of move on from that. And you're being asked here to count your blessings and be happy for it. That sounds a bit harsh, but yeah, basically count your blessings, because there's probably a lot more good here than you realize by the looks of it, according to the cards. In the past here, yeah, this person may have felt that either you were not accepting, you were kind of closed off to offers, you weren't talking, you weren't communicating, there was no reciprocity, it was all one-sided. And you know, now it looks like they're opening up. It looks like maybe the way that you handled it was really good, like because you got a victory card, and you got another victory card here as well. I think your partner has realized that you're very resilient, and you know what you want. I think this card is about getting what you want as well. And again, it talks about reciprocity, being appreciated for who you are. And I think this may be possibly, you know, the Sun card does talk about loving yourself. The Temperance card also talks about having the knowledge to look after yourself and be good to yourself. So I think that what's happened is, you know, you've kept your self-esteem high, even through maybe possibly rejection or them not wanting to open up. You yourself have remained victorious through this. You haven't really let it, I don't think you've let it get to you that much in the recent past anyway. I think it's really paid off, because now they kind of see you as very strong and very balanced and emotionally balanced. And again, just a breath of fresh air, very bright, very bubbly, very positive. You know, and that's basically the energy that you've been exuding in the near past, and that you're still exuding now, and they recognize that. And the only thing is for you is just to keep your head about you, keep your wits about you, you know, still be on your A game, you know. In terms of what their intentions are, we've got the Justice card and the Wheel of Fortune. So their intentions again is to bring in balance, and also to, you know, to follow their destiny, to possibly go back. They could be going backwards, because often the Wheel of Fortune talks about ups and downs, you can see with the wheel, and sometimes talks about things coming back around. So it could be that you guys, you know, he's intending or she's intending to kind of give it another try, because they may feel that it's the right thing to do with the Justice card there. Or it could be that they found, you know, this new sense of balance within themselves, a new sense of honesty, you know, they may be more in touch with how they really feel now, and they're being more honest with themselves about what they want. And you know, I think they feel like they're doing the right thing for themselves, even if it's not just for you or the relationship. It's almost like a decision they're making for themselves about their destiny. You know, they're choosing this path because they know that it is actually what they want. The Justice card also talks about karma. The Wheel of Fortune also talks about karma. So again, you know, your partner could be, I mean, this could be a very karmic kind of connection that you have, especially with the Devil card here, which often talks about hard lessons sometimes that we have to learn to break bad habits. And the only reason why these lessons are hard is because we don't, you know, bad habits are very hard to let go of. So it's very painful having to go through the process of having to do so. And that's the only reason why it's hard. It's not because the devil's a horrible person or you know, the universe doesn't like you, whatever, you know, whatever. It's just purely because you're really holding on to it, but you don't realize you are. And none of us do, you know, we all, it's just how it is. So, yeah, I think there's some major lessons to learn. Definitely with the Wheel of Fortune, there'll be kind of, again, an ending and a new beginning, an ushering in of a new energy, a new, more positive energy, trying to leave the past in the past, trying to move forward. Again, with the Justice card, it's like he or she is trying to do the right thing, trying to do the just thing, the fair thing. They want to give and receive fairly, because I think they realize possibly that this is karmic, that maybe they realize that maybe their behavior, I mean, if this is a karmic relationship and the person that you're seeing is quite spiritually attuned, they may actually recognize the karmic backlash of their actions, and how in fact their actions only backfire on them, especially if you're resilient and you're cool how you are. You know, it just kind of rebounds off you and bounces back onto them, because you're not affected. It's only them that will be affected by it. So it could be that they recognize this and they're like, I don't want to do this anymore, you know. I want to have things balanced. I want some good luck to come into our relationship. I want to feel good. I want to move in a more positive direction. And this also talks about choosing a path. With the Justice card as well, it says that this person has given it a lot of thought and has really, you know, this moving forward is actually really true to what they really want deep down in their heart. It's real truth that they really believe this is the right thing for them, and they really feel quite good about the decision that they're making to move forward, especially with the Wheel of Fortune there. The advice that's to be given to the querent is the Moon card. So this talks about creativity. This also talks about lunacy as well. But it talks about our wild sides, our instinctual sides, our subconscious as well. This is interesting because maybe it's, you know, saying to you that you do need to pay attention to your intuition here. You need to carefully watch your own fears. And again, it's kind of like a warning card to say, you know, just be careful. This may be completely new territory for you. You know, you may find yourself a little bit lost. Maybe, you know, how they were acting previously was like a complete opposite. You know, this is their intentions anyway. It might not actually come to pass, but this is what they intend, what their intentions are. It could be that, you know, if this does happen, it does turn out this way, that it will be like really like it'll be like a complete opposite to what you experienced before, and I think it will leave you feeling a little bit confused with the Moon card here. But you're being advised to trust your intuition, to listen to your gut feelings, but to also pay attention to them. With the Ace of Swords here, it's saying, yeah, pay attention to them, but remember to cut out whatever is just causing things to become imbalanced or is negatively affecting your destiny, is getting in the way of your destiny. You'll need to yeah, just you know, try to ground yourself and connect with your intuition and higher guidance, I think, with the Moon card. It could also mean that you know, this has got a lot to do with the full moon. It could be around the next full moon that this person may be, you know, stating their intentions towards you. It could also be advice to you, you know, if you do want to break some bad habits, and there are some bad habits that are getting in the way of things remaining balanced and progressing in a positive way. You may need to maybe, you know, on the new moon or on the full moon, or preferably I think the full moon really, is do some releasing, you know, do some contemplating and release it. You know, as the moon wanes, let the energy that's bothering you also wane, also disappear. Because the energy is in the air for that kind of energy work. So it could be also advising you of that. I just feel you'll be in a place where you'll be like, I don't really get this. Like you've gone from black to white. You know, you'll be. I think that's what it's going to be like. It's going to be like, it's gone from one extreme to the other, and I think you're going to be kind of caught in the middle as to try and figure out exactly where this person's at. So yeah, it's just about trusting your intuition, I think, and that will help you greatly. And just remember any fears that's come up, how they can be tripping you up, and then you can release them on the full moon. This. Sorry about this. Okay, sorry. So then we have the Seven of Wands and the Page of Cups. So again, this talks about being resilient, standing your ground. Like this is still, even though decisions have been made, we can see that you know, the first cup that comes along, the first positive cup that comes along is the Page of Cups, which again is quite a tentative approach to love. It's almost like you're speculating. you're just curious, or they're just curious, and they're having to stand their ground. They're having to really stand by the decision that they've made. I don't know if maybe they've got other people telling them that they shouldn't be doing this, or making them like overthink it and doubt their decision. Sorry, just put on some music. Yeah, but they're having to kind of remain resilient in their decision, and slowly take steps towards opening up more emotionally. But I think they have had some negative experiences in the past. That's where the Devil card keeps showing up, and I think you need to recognize that when this person does come to you, that there will be a bit of baggage that you will have to deal with, and you'll have to use your intuition, I think, to really get to grips with it, and be sensitive. And I think as well, I mean, I don't know how much of you guys really work with the moon energies, but whenever I see the moon card, I always feel like it's advised to work with the moon energies. And I think if we are releasing negative patterns, that it'll be great to do that. And again, you know, they have to be resilient. They're opening up to love. It's likely that, you know, if they don't, it's likely that they will actually be sending you some sort of message or letting you know how they feel. And they'll be quite determined and quite convinced and sure of what they're doing. And you're just asked here to remain resilient too, because it could be that this person is younger than you, with all these major arcanas, and then suddenly this person to show up as a Page of Cups. It could just be that emotionally they're younger than you, you know. So you will have to, even though it's been quite tough so far, you're still going to have to hang on in there for a little bit longer, because there are some challenges that need to be overcome. Yeah, it will be a slow progress. And the Emperor card here talks about balance again, and control in all the right places, like balanced control. So the person that you're seeing could definitely be a Taurus. I saw the Hierophant card there and the Emperor card. So it could be an earth sign, Taurus, that you're seeing, or a fire sign. But yeah, it could be fire and earth. And possibly even a Scorpio kind of energy here, because in their thinking, their moon could be in Scorpio. Because this is the mind sector. And the mind in astrology is ruled by the moon. So check out your moon placements, and it will show you a lot about how you think. So yeah, I think that's the end of the reading. I'm going to go ahead and pull a few cards for you, Virgo, from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck for July to August regarding your love life. Okay, so we've got Here and Now. Another one popped out, Treasure Island. That one's come out quite a few times for these readings. Okay, then we've got the Fates, which kind of really explains a lot, because with the Fates at the base of the deck, it tells us that this is a fated relationship. And that's probably why we've got so many major arcanas and lessons to be learned. So yeah, this gives you an opportunity to really dig in deep to your own fears around relationships, and any bad habits that you have. And again, to be honest and true to yourself as well. And also understand that this is a fated thing, so to go with the flow. To be in the here and now is to be appreciative of the current moment, and not to really focus again too much on the past or have fears about the future. This very much ties in with what we've been saying, like having fears that have come from the past that no longer really serve you, and then kind of projecting them into the future is also not going to help you. Really, the life, really life exists in the here and now. Treasure Island means moving on to find your treasure, basically. The number 9 card suggests that you've done everything you can now in a particular situation. It's now time to move forward and really take things to the next level, and go on that treasure hunt, even though with the Moon card you might not be able to see where you're going, or know exactly where you're going, but you do have a kind of map with the Treasure Island kind of energy. So be lucky and have faith and move forward. The Yang card does talk about making the effort, taking the lead, and not just kind of sitting back and waiting for things to happen. So you will need to be active. And I think that's more pertaining to these 2 cards, like having to be resilient, having to stand up for what you believe in and stand up for what you want. And then we've got Truth Be Told. It talks again about being honest. I think this person will probably come to you and just be honest with you and say, look, this is how I feel. And when they do say that, it will be honest. It will cause a change. It will cause disruption, I think, for you as well, because I think it will raise fears in you, because you'll be like, I didn't see this coming, and you weren't expecting it, maybe because of their past behaviours. And I think it's going to kind of raise some fears inside of you. When they're so decisive and so wanting to move forward, you're going to be like, whoa, like, where did this come from? And that's why the Devil card is here, just to say, look, you're going to have some old fears that are going to pop up. That's why the Moon card came up as well. And you just have to, when this truth comes to you, accept that there will be change, but accept also that it is the truth. So that is the end of your reading, dear Virgo. I hope you enjoyed it and got something from it. If you'd like your own reading, you can contact me at symbolsforliving@gmail.com. Otherwise, please like, share and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And I love it when you share, most of all. Thanks. And otherwise, I'll see you in August. So take very good care. Bye.